Well, world, it is Friday, January 7th, 2022. And looking out the window at Defiance, it is cloudy and kind of snowy and extremely cold. It was in the single digits last night. It's 11 degrees Fahrenheit when I last checked, and it's supposed to be cold all day. So if you have to go out, dress warmly, protect yourself. The devotion for today is entitled Sensitive, written by Vince Amlin. And Vince bases the devotion upon Ephesians, adapted versions of Ephesians chapter 4, verses 18 through 19a, New Revised Standard Version. The Gentiles are obscured in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of their ignorance and hardness of heart. And Vince writes, this fall I was training for a 25K trail race. I started from 0 and by October had worked my way up to 12 miles, 19K, on my longest day. It felt great. I mean awful, but great. Running for me has always been a matter of pushing through the pain. So the next week when I was knocking out an easy 5 miles, I ignored the discomfort in my hamstring, trusting it would work itself out. But at the halfway point, if anything, it was worse. Still, hadn't I done 12 miles a week before? A block from home, it finally gave out. I pulled up short and could barely walk the rest of the way, let alone run. A month later, it still wasn't fully healed, and I had to withdraw from the race. Paul says that those who are alienated from God have lost all sensitivity. The Greek word he uses literally means they've ceased to feel pain. They've learned to ignore it, toughen themselves up. It's clouded their judgment, led them into sin. To be followers of Jesus, he says, takes sensitivity, the choice to notice and feel pain, our own and others. The suffering around us and within us is never a distraction from the work that God calls us to. It's the way God calls. It's a message to stop and pay attention. Something is wrong, and unless we address it, we will never finish the race that God has set before us. Soften me up, Jesus. Well, for me, this devotion, being a runner, brings up a couple of thoughts. Running related for sure, but also life related. And one is, it's so important to listen to your body. When you're training for anything, pay attention to how your body feels. Don't ignore it. It's usually trying to tell you something if there's an ache or a pain. And the other is, don't take on too much too soon. Especially as you age, your body's ability to recover and recuperate lessens as you get older. It takes much longer to recover for me now in my 60s than it did when I was in my 30s. And just gradually increase. Don't push yourself to extremes. You gradually increase your effort if you have a goal in mind. Give yourself plenty of time. Otherwise, you will set yourself up for injury. And that also pays into life, too. Be sensitive to your own feelings. And more importantly, be sensitive to those around you. Pay attention if something is nagging at you as being wrong or being unjust. Pay attention to that. And then slowly begin to work at changing it, at doing what you can to make a difference in the world, to make a difference in your own life. Pay attention. In some respects, I think that's what prayer is about, is paying attention, helping yourself to really pay attention, both to you and to the world and to God, and then see what comes out of it. You never know what you're going to find, and what you may avoid, and what you may overcome if you pay attention. Hope you have a good day, and probably won't talk to you tomorrow, but I hope to see you on Sunday for our worship service, both Facebook Live and in person.